Yeah, Bang Bang Well. 60s, 70s, maybe 72, 73, round about them. It's still going on. The old Bill used to use a thing called verbal, yeah? They was mustard at it, mate. They was mustard at it, verbaling people. And what they used to do, say they'd come and take you from your house or whatever, put you in a car, and they'd be talking to you on the way there. Maybe you shut your mouth, maybe you talk, maybe you'd be talking to them about certain things, nothing to do with the case, other things, but they're picking up. There's one there picking up on your voice and the way you talk. And he's getting it all in his net. He's writing it now down, little bits and pieces now and again. You know, you think he's not taking no notice, but he's writing the way you talk. And when you actually get to the police station and you get in the cell, they might come in and talk to you, and you might be talking to them about different things. How's the wife? How's the kids? Do you want me to make a phone call to let them know you're here or whatever like that? And they pick up the way they talk. And so when it comes to you making a statement, you don't want to make a statement. No, I'm not making. But they've already got enough verbal on you. What they do, they go out and they write a statement out. Even if you don't sign the statement, even if you don't sign it, it's verbal on their behalf, right? That's going to put you away. That is going to put you away. Believe it or not, mate, when you're 60s and 70s, halfway through the 70s, the verbal was unbelievable. And you walk along the landing sometimes and you could hear people going mad, because in them days, you never got one deposition. You got absolute potato sacks full of depositions, and big plastic bags full of depositions. And there was so much verbal in there, yeah. You'd always get one or two, more likely one, right, out of the people that you've been nicked with, that's got more verbal than anybody else. And it looks like he becomes the grass out of the firm. And I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen so many times that guys in prison go on 43, yeah? Certain guys go on 43 because they're petrified of getting a good idea because of the verbal, what's in the depositions and the statements. And it happened in them days. And there's guys in there that go, nah, that go, no way. And wouldn't take them, they ain't going to 43, it's not me. It isn't me. It's you better go on 43, mate, you're going to get hurt, you're grass. So listen, that isn't me, that's verbal. Anyway, and sometimes these people, not in them days, you never got none of this sugar and water thing. You know, that come out late in the 80s and 90s. That became a thing they did. It was madness, yeah. But what they would do, they would cut you up, yeah, with a razor, with a toothbrush with razor blades in it, and slice you up, cut you up bad, or just smash you a piece with bits of wood. And they would bash you up, mate, or the chair leg, or the table, the bed leg, and all that, smash it to pieces. And just because the old Bill will give you verbal, looking like you're the grass on the phone, they should do it time and time again. And when now, you got this Harold Wilson. I mean, Harold Wilson, what a bad man him. I mean, the great train robbers, they got away with what? Was it £1 million? £1 million, £2 million robbery. Today that'd be worth 60 million, 70 million pound. So Harold Wilson, what he wanted to do was change the banknotes. Go to the Bank of England and said to them, right, what we're going to do now, we're going to change the banknotes so that all the money that they took, they cannot spend. But it never happened. I mean, there was more than £2 million floating around, more likely £100 million floating around the streets and bits and banks and this, that and the other. So don't forget, in them days, there was no such thing as a card and all that, and bankers' drafts and things like that. It was all like just cash. So, it was that couldn't happen. You couldn't have 100 million or 200 million worth of money all around England. And all of a sudden, Harold Wilson wants to change it because of what they've done, the train robbery. Madness, and all that money they had, and they never got it prepared to go. The only one that went really was Buster Edwards. I'm I mean, come on, I mean, he had the right idea, Buster, didn't he? Just to get out of here, mate. You know, to go. You know what I mean? And you know, when you think of it, anyway, the Great Train Robbers, that was a fantastic robbery. You know what they did there. You know what I mean? And as I was just saying about the verbal, they got lots of verbal, mate. They got boxes, sacks and sacks of verbal. You know, the old Bill that nicked them blatantly said it on. I just see a bit on the fire stick about it. You know, the old Bill that nicked them blatantly said, "Yeah, we give them verbal." Yeah, of course we did. Of course we give them verbal. You know what I mean? And you know, and it was known by solicitors, by your barristers, and by the QCs that verbal, you was getting it, mate. You verbal, and that's nothing they could do about it. You know, all the judges knew that. Listen, the judges didn't care in them days. You was guilty, mate. If you in front of some of these judges, mate, you was in trouble. You know, come on, what judge in his right mind is going to give you 30 years for robbing a train of £2 million, yeah, and hitting one train driver over the head, and that's it. But the train driver didn't make out that he was. He couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, his head kept nodding, he couldn't blink his eyes, couldn't talk. Come on, he was told to do all that, and you know, and they got 30 years. 30 years, mate. It's mad. It's madness. 30 years for that, you know. And as you said, and you listen to, like, later on in your life, when you speak about it to your barrister, when you're nicked, or your QC or whatever, you say, "How about them train robbers getting 30 years?" You know, they go, yeah. That's that was set in stone, mate. That is set in stone that was the bird they was going to get. You know what I mean? 30 years, mate. It's madness. Anyway, just about verbal, really. I mean, I should imagine there'd be loads of people looking at what I've just said on my little video there about verbal. It was more people at my age in the 60s, the 70s, halfway through the 70s, maybe the 80s, I'm not quite sure. I don't know, people were going to tell me that they were being verbal up, but I think verbal stopped about 75, 76. But anyway, let me know, yeah? Bang, bang, rail, yeah? Have a nice day, yeah? Bye-bye.